Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today we're going to be talking about One Punch Man World and my thoughts on making the perfect defenser, like the perfect tank character in the game. Now, first things first, we're obviously going to pick out the appropriate stats whenever it comes to an SSR, because this is for like Black Luscious Alloy. I forgot Black Sunshiner. I forgot his actual name because it's like I always think of Black Luscious Alloy. I don't know why. It just is in my
これか
head.
らも永久
So
1位の
first
座を
things
守り
first.
続けるつもりだ。
Obviously, we got to go for like a character. We want potential. Obviously, let's see. I don't want to do negative crit. Now, believe it or not, I don't want to do negative crit. Now, that's a weird one, right? But I don't think that a defender would be a negative crit character. Those are mostly made for attackers. So instead, I low key want to go for composure reduction. But that sounds weird, right, for a defender? Because my whole plan for the defender low key has to do with the fact that the character has to be defensive. So we're talking about like all defensive stats and stuff like that. So I'm trying to like make a good idea. If you guys think that there's a whole different like way I should have went with this, then you should just tell me down below. But I'm thinking maybe instead of even this, what if we just went for the ability, right? We just say screw all this and we say, hey, what if we took this and we went except for SSR quality exclusive, we go for SSR quality exclusive and we give them something like Brawly Fighter and higher the defense, the higher the attack. That sounds gains attack equal to defense. Now I think that sounds way cooler. Now I think that's definitely the way to do it. I don't think that there's any way that you can do it, especially for like a defender. At least the way that I want to build it, and you'll see what I mean right now. So let's go ahead and just like start messing with the build. Also, I just got the card for this guy. That was kind of cool. Freaking, let's go ahead and mess with the build. Auto equips. Okay, so we got 21 to play with right now. This is obviously not including what the potential would actually mean. So this is my idea for the potential. All right. So first things first. The average potential that we normally get for SSRs, obviously, is we get the potential here, which normally is something +3, and then we get something right here, which normally equals something else. But obviously, this character is a raid break character, so he wouldn't have that. It would be more along the lines of this character that I'd be aiming for, because this one does resolute attack, then this one does resolute attack, and impassioned limit. So it's like he goes a little harder than you'd think. But if you guys think that I'm like being too generous to a defender character, then I guess we could go with the idea. But let's go ahead and see what we have to work with here. Like, do we have anything that's incredibly defensive that we can actually stack on? So we'll talk about that as we make the build. So obviously, affixes, we're going to go for tenacity, and we're going to go for steadfast. We actually could make these things useful for once. And right there, getting both of these is already 10. So that's most of your defense and most of your damage at the exact same time. Because it would be like health and defense, or defense would equal out to HP increase, and that would be like equals out to damage, you know what I mean? And let's see, we could rock with a damage reduction type thing, but that's like so unnecessary for a character that's already going to be tanky. Like, this is my real problem with Indomitable Will. It doesn't add anything to the table besides a 15% like increase in damage reduction, which is nice because damage reduction is definitely the opposite of what what the steadfast and defenses actually lead to. Now, this is my other, issue, is that this would also lead to a impassioned build, which I don't want. I would actually rather go for a full resolute build, even though it is going to lead to negative crit, which is, I guess, fine. But I would rather a neutral character, except for negative crit or crit. So I guess we would run, resolute defense and then stop there, because I'm not going to run resolute survival. Extreme vigilance, increased defense after an accurate dodge is triggered. Now, this is not the same as an actual block, so that's kind of like different. Immortal Castle, increased defense whenever whenever a block is triggered. I think this would be the way to do it. Now we're looking at incredibly high defense now. We're looking at freaking plus the obviously the main stats would obviously be the original stats. Show without details, obviously, because this is a level 1 character. Oh, wait, we shouldn't do it based off this guy. We should do it. Hang on. I'll leave this here, right? I'll leave this here. But I just want to see what the basic stats are for a tank right now. So it's like 2,000, 2,000. And then this one's like a little higher, so 1,300. 13,000. Obviously, it's not incredible. If it was incredible, then like we would actually be using it more often. So let's 2,000. Let's say 2,500 plus, or even 3,000. Give them the highest defense in the game. 3,000, right? 3,000 plus 346 plus the 50% plus the extra HP, and then another 50%. And then the resolute defense, another 25%. And then we're looking at 100% defense anytime he triggers the Immortal Castle. 150%, 100% times like the amount that he originally has. So it's we're looking at like maybe about 6,000 defense and higher, depending on stats as well, because that's just base stats. So imagine that with like higher stats after that, then we'd be rocking with like, I would say like could even take it even above that, and then just make attack equal 80% of what this character's defense would be. Now, the only reason I would put HP is just because there's not really much you can work with here. Let's see. When teammates die, this would only work if the matches... No lie, this could possibly work, though. This would be the first time Fearless Wish would actually fucking matter. Because, like, realistically speaking, like, increase your defense whenever a teammate dies. And if you're, like, over here, and you're by yourself and you're, like, the last man standing, this extra 15% could also add up your damage. That's crazy, man. And that's all just survival traits. That has nothing to do with the mechanism performance. Let's just go and throw in a random mechanism just so we can make sure that we do count the mechanism in. I'm going to go ahead and like lose tenacity in this regard because I think we're kind of past that. Tenacity is so mid, man. I wish it was better. I really do. Because right now it's like, what the hell's the point of like a little extra HP and then like crappy stats? When you could get defense and take like 1 damage every single time you get punched. So let's say his mechanism is anytime he gets a block trigger, his damage increases or his defense increases by another 25%. Let's just say that. Now we're rocking with like 150% like damage resistance. Defense. Then let's go ahead and take something else. We could do countermeasures, but I think that that's kind of like not necessary. I don't like any of these. Maybe turn the tables? No, because this is all crit. All crit, all crit. Wait, what is this? No. 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 They need to buff Tiger's Might. I think it should be 25% maxed out. If it was 25% maxed out, people would be running shield builds, but that's the problem. Like, defensively, it just sucks. Let's see, countermeasures. All this stuff is like just crit and attack. Super niche. Performance. First strike. I would honestly run performance stats, honestly. Because, let's see. Not accurate dodge, accurate block. Slightly increase the time an accurate defense block can happen. That is like so necessary for this build. And then for the last one, I think we could just run swift moves. Oh no, that because he wouldn't be a dodger, he'd be a blocker. So then I guess we could add some type of damage. I guess we could do this. I think this would be the best way to do it. No, no, no. It would have to be a 2. It couldn't be a 3. Let's see. Then in that case, let's do Tiger's Might. Let's just say we put down a freaking shield on this guy. That would be more interesting than anything, but obviously they'd have to buff Tiger's Might in order to make it work. I don't think that they're going to be able to do it, unless like we actually make it very known that they're going to do it. And the other part is, what is that thing that potential would obviously boost? And that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. I would obviously say that if they were to buff Steadfast and finally gave it a level 8, then this would be the first time that they could possibly do that. Give Steadfast a level 8. Like, let this motherfucker take 1 damage per shot and just, like, see what happens. It'd be broken. Obviously, it would be super broken, but I think it would be fun. Um, main stats, freaking obviously would be running defense, because all of his attack would equal defense. His substats or equal defense. Because all of his stuff would equal defense. Wait, why does he not have any other? Oh, you can't do that. All right, then it would be like attack. 2 attack pieces, 1 defense piece, substats, defense, and HP. We all know substats are like so unnecessary because like we can't really mess with those as much as we'd like to. But I think defense would be definitely the way to go. If we calculate all this, we obviously would get like some ridiculous number, but I think that's good enough for me. I hope you guys did enjoy this like idea, but you know, we'll see what happens with the moves and stuff like that. Obviously, they would just be really good damaging moves. And I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. And peace out, dudes. Take it easy.